By normal standards, Gameweek 31 Plus was a good one, but in hindsight, considering the average and high scores for the week, things probably could have gone a little bit better. Bringing in Patricio and Traore was a success, with both of them along with Raul Jimenez bringing in good returns for the game week after Wolves' 1-0 win against Bournemouth. Statistically, Traore and Jimenez have one of the best Premier League partnerships in the competition's history, having assisted 10 goals for each other this season. Soyuncu was the only Leicester City asset to bring in a return, with Barnes and Vardy bringing in a combined 3 points after a goalless draw against Brighton. Barnes only had 21 minutes to make something work, and Vardy looked flat at times during the game, something to remember going into Gameweek 32 Plus. Man United's victory against Sheffield saw Maguire bring in 6 points, while Gameweek captain Fernandes failed to make an impact this week, scoring only 3 points without the armband. Taking it off of De Bruyne was the wrong decision, as he scored a superb free kick against Chelsea and secured 2 bonus points despite their loss. The Liverpool assets came through, as Trent Alexander-Arnold and Mo Salah brought in a combined 25 points, and due to Man City's loss against Chelsea, they were crowned Premier League champions for the first time in their history. All in all, 77 points is a decent score. On any other game week, I would have seen a rise in my ranking, but due to the success of most players this game week, I've gone back to an overall score of just above 110,000. The coming game week will be difficult to predict due to the FA Cup fixtures, but my goal would be to get back into the top 100k and reach an overall score of at least 1880. Now let's go into Gameweek 32 Plus's team selection. I've used the one free transfer that I had to bring in Phil Foden over Harvey Barnes. With the Premier League over and Man City sure to finish second, it's highly likely that Pep will focus on remaining competitions. They've already won the League Cup, but they are the defending champions of the FA Cup and they are desperate to win the Champions League. With that in mind, Foden might get good playing time over the next few weeks in the Premier League. Patricio starts in goals over Henderson, as Tottenham aren't an easy side to play against. In defense is the same 3 as the previous game week, but Lundstram joins the fray. Sheffield will be looking to bounce back as they're fighting for a place in Europe, and with Lundstram playing in midfield during games, there's always a chance that he could score and secure a clean sheet. You can expect Wilder to have sorted out the shaky defense that Sheffield showed against both Newcastle and Manchester United, but Tottenham aren't easy to keep out, as such Baldock will remain on the bench just in case. The same midfield 5 will play again with the exception of Barnes, who has Foden take his place. When Liverpool and Man City play against each other, the stars usually show up. Mo Salah gets the armband for this game week, and without FA Cup action, he should be poised to start, as Liverpool will want to continue setting records before the end of the season. Up front we have Raul Jimenez, as Wolves will be playing against Aston Villa. They're no longer in the FA Cup and will continue to play their best squad to try and make it into the Champions League, as they're just 5 points from Chelsea and tied with Man United. Joining Henderson and Baldock are Vardy and Greenwood. Jamie Vardy hasn't been looking like his normal goal-scoring self, but you never know what might happen, so he's the first substitute in case one of the players in my starting lineup don't feature. Mason Greenwood remains on the bench as the budget option and will also see a lot of game time for Manchester United. The plan is for the team to remain largely unchanged for the next few game weeks, with the upcoming fixtures of most players taken into account. Go ahead and leave your own fantasy tips in the comments below, and be sure to like the video if you did, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hit the bell notification icon for more Premier League content.